All right, hey, once again, everyone, it's Eric here, Weather for Weather Geeks Time, the Friday Eve edition. It's Thursday, the 25th day of April 2019, and it turned out to be just kind of a gloomy one today, as expected. That being said, we're actually running a deficit in the rainfall department for the month of April. Now, this may go against what a lot of people are kind of thinking. We've had a lot of days with precipitation, but we haven't had a whole lot of heavy rain days, with one exception back on the 14th, when we had over an inch worth of rain that day. Otherwise, the rain has not been particularly heavy for most of the month, with a few exceptions. And so at 2.15 inches through the first 25 days of the month, that's 0.68 below the average. Now, this does not include any rain that's fallen today. That is not registered yet. We're going to wait until midnight tonight for an official total from today. But not counting today's rain, we are running a bit of a deficit. And I think a lot of people kind of think that April's been a chilly month as well. Actually, April's been warmer than average by a fairly wide margin, and a huge change compared to last year. But people are ready for some really nice sunny 75, 80 degree days, and we've had a couple of those here and there, but we haven't had a nice stretch just yet. So I think some people's patience are wearing a little bit thin as a result, judging by some of the commentary on my Facebook comments in particular. All right, let's talk about what's going to happen over the next couple of days, and then we'll take a look at the longer range, of course, this evening. And light rain is falling across the board this evening, and what you see is what you get. It's going to rain lightly for a good chunk of the night tonight, and more showers are in the forecast for tomorrow. There's been some random thunder and lightning down across the Ohio River Valley, and I can't totally rule out a rumble of thunder and a quick downpour here overnight, although that will be kind of the exception, I think. Higher dew point air streaming to the north, and it's not hard to find where our fronts are this evening. Warm front here, you can draw a cold front back here, and that cold front is what is chugging our way for tomorrow, and some big changes will result. So again, high-res futurecast, not much to glean from this tonight other than it's going to rain. And again, if we're going to see some pockets of heavier rain, maybe a clap of thunder, it's most likely maybe between midnight and 3, 4 in the morning. As a lot of people head off to work and school Friday morning, I don't expect much heavy rain around, but some nuisance showers. And you may be a little bit fooled, unless you're watching this video, of course, by the temperature tomorrow morning. I think some people will be fooled into thinking it'll be a mild day. It's going to feel a lot different by tomorrow afternoon, that is for sure. So showers off and on through the day tomorrow. This cold front sweeps east, and temperatures will tumble. I think by this time Friday afternoon, 4:42, it'll probably be about 45 degrees. It won't be near 60 like it will be in the morning. So again, some people may be taken off guard by that. Maybe a residual shower through about 6, 7, 8 o'clock. Then we're finally done with the rain for the time being. So our hourly rain chances break down like this. Don't forget, you can check these numbers out anytime on the Storm Tracker 21 app by tapping on hourly down at the bottom. Highest in the morning and midday, and then slowly decreasing some in the afternoon. But it may take a while before we completely shake the rain. Rainfall totals, probably an average of about an inch, I think will be the rule. Again, not real sure what the RPM's doing down here, but you can see our other models are nicely clustered between 3/4 of an inch and 1.25 inches. I think that's reasonable for the next 24 hours worth of rain. All right, we're going to squeeze in a decent day Saturday. I say decent because it's going to be chilly. I've taken our forecast high now down to 52 on Saturday. That's despite some strong late April sun for parts of the day. Now, in the morning, I think there'll probably be some clouds around, especially in parts of Mercer County with the wind coming in off of Lake Erie. That's going to create some stratocumulus clouds for a time, I think, Saturday morning. But for the rest of us, we'll break out into some sun. Then some high clouds will stream in for the afternoon, and eventually clouds will lower and thicken, and we'll see rain again for late Saturday night into Sunday morning. And notice there's a little blue on this map. Yes, there could be some wet snowflakes in South Bend and Kokomo, Indiana, and Fort Wayne, and maybe over towards Toledo as well. And more snow showers and snow flurries will mix with rain, perhaps all the way across I-90 from Toledo to Cleveland to Erie and over towards the northern tier of Pennsylvania, the southern tier of New York as well. Around here, I wouldn't be totally shocked if someone saw a snowflake in the wee hours of Sunday morning, but I'm not real optimistic about a whole lot of snow from this. Anyway, showers Sunday morning will probably fade away by early afternoon. Now, this will be enough to measure, I think, as far as snow goes, kind of along I-94 and I-90, especially north of I-90 up towards 94. So Grand Rapids, Michigan, Detroit, Michigan, Milwaukee, maybe the northern suburbs of Chicago, and then heading across towards Buffalo, Rochester, Syracuse, the Finger Lakes. Yeah, enough to measure, I think, through there. I don't expect measurable snow around here. All right, our story for the end of the weekend and early next week, increasing odds for frost and even a light freeze. Again, this would be early in the day Monday. This is a look at one of our models showing widespread temperatures around 30, 31, 32 at daybreak Monday morning. So with the relatively balmy weather we've had lately, a lot of people have put out some hanging baskets, some plants, some tender vegetation may be threatened by this Sunday night, Monday morning. So before you go to bed Sunday night, it would definitely be a good idea to bring in some of that stuff so that it is not harmed by the cold temperatures, and cover anything that you can't bring in. It's a wet period for at least the next week. This is a look at the rainfall totals on our modeling through the next 7 days, showing between 2 and maybe 2.5 inches, maybe even close to 3 inches over the next 7 days. And then I think beyond that, it's still a pretty unsettled pattern. So I think April's going to end and May's going to begin on a fairly wet, unsettled note. So we're in no danger of slipping into a drought anytime soon. All right, it's Thursday night, and so it's time to take a look at a fresh batch of European long-range modeling. And what I'm going to show you here is not real impressive if you're hoping for big bursts of heat as we go into May. I'll put my usual caveat on this. Any model becomes a little less reliable as you head out through time, but the European in particular has had a cold bias in recent months. So even though this is kind of a meh-looking run of the European through the first half at least of May, with a lot of blue on the map, you have to keep in mind this model's recent biases, so it may not be as cool compared to average as what the model is advertising. I have higher confidence in its overall idea as far as precipitation goes. This makes sense to me that the next month to month and a half will be wetter than average from a corridor from Texas through the lower Ohio Valley and up into the upper Ohio Valley as well. So again, expecting a fair amount of precipitation, I think, as we go through the heart of spring and the latter portions of spring in 2019. All right, that'll do it for tonight. Hope you'll join me tonight on 21 News at 11, and hope you'll tune back into this same location Friday evening for a fresh edition of Weather for Weather Geeks.